Okay, welcome, welcome. I think it may be nice to just take a few minutes to be silent and get into our body and ourselves. So if you want to take a little break with me, close your eyes for a minute and just breathe and follow your breath. Just to get into the present moment with yourself and in connection with me and the collective that joins. Take your breath to your belly and feel how it's growing with the intake and flattening, breathing out. Welcome everyone. I am Ineke. I'm a coach and an intuitive coach. And I want to share this gift with intuitive messages that I receive for myself and post on TikTok for other ones. Because I believe that when you need to hear something, and it's a message that's given to me but also applies to your situation, you will be brought there by your intuition or your spirit guides. So, welcome. I took 3 cards for the collective that is here, and I will show you. And, well, you take it when it resonates within you, and you can leave it when it doesn't. There's no obligation in any way to believe what I say or what I read in the cards. That's always your responsibility, I think, and your task to discern whether it can be applied to your situation or not. But I had beautiful cards this morning. So, is there a question? Someone who wants to ask a special card or ask a question that you want to get an answer to? Lynn, yes and no questions are difficult for me to answer with the cards I have. I can only explain what your attitude or your reaction needs to be in the situation that is there. So, in the position, and I will take some cards out of black and white. The answer for Lynn on the question with Paul, and look, it's turning around in the stock, and that's a beautiful one, and this is the one, and it's upright. It's a negative card, but negative for me is always something you do or don't do that you can change to better the situation. And the card is this one. Someone is holding on. These cards are also always symbolic, so I'll explain what I meant with it. But someone is holding on to an umbrella while there is a storm, and the storm isn't or is disabling the umbrella and is pulling that person to a situation they have no control over. So this card upright says you are holding on to something that brings you out of balance at this time. So let it go, and maybe when the storm is less, when the storm has vanished, you could look for the umbrella and decide whether you want to use it again or you want to let it be where it is. So this is of course symbolic for you to ease up, to let go of the eagerness to get an answer and just go with the flow and go with your life and what's important to you, because when you grow in your strength, you will always come out better. But at this time, this is the advice to let go. And take when it resonates and leave it. Otherwise, it's your privilege, of course, to decide about your life and what you do with it. But that's the answer the cards give me. Is that an answer? That yes, if you want to encourage more viewers to share with hearts, the truth will always come to you, but we are so eager to change a situation or to know what the truth is, but that won't help us in being balanced ourselves, because from a balanced and basically content situation, we attract what we need and we attract the people that are good for us. Exactly. Hello, Patrick. My future husband. I'm kidding. Patrick proposed to me in a joke. Okay. For the people that are coming into this room, I'll give you the cards I pulled beforehand for this collective. And the first one is about intuition. It's in Dutch, so I wrote a given advice down, and this is: I believe what I feel, see and know, even when I'm not able to explain it to anyone else or to yourself. So it's an invitation to trust what you feel, sense, see and know. Now, unconditionally is difficult, I think, when you didn't before, but at least hold it close to you so you can really, by moving on in the world, learn to trust what you feel or sense, what you see and what you know intuitively. That's the way to develop your intuition. That was the first one. And the second one, yes, but this is my English account, so when I talk Dutch, it's a little bit odd, because at this account I only post English clips. I don't want to, but I was guided to do. And the second card is: you too are pure light. You too are pure light. Believe in that. And combined with this one that was upside down, which is something you had let go of, and in this case it is the mask of always being happy and joyful and laughing and that sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with that when it is who you are at that moment, but it feels like a mask, but you have let go of it. You have learned to see through the inauthenticity, and you are developing, and combined with this one, you are light. you are developing a new attitude or a new way of expressing yourself. So that's beautiful. And with that, believe more of what you sense without being able to explain in the world around you. So, and it's about believing and sensing something that starts from you. So not what is happening in the outside world and information you get through your head or through information of others. No, it's the information you feel is right, is the truth, without being able to explain it. And that's a lesson I had to learn, that my intuitive gifts for me are the truth, and it's the way that I will lead my life. But it's not easy because you cannot explain it to others always, or to yourself even. So that were the three of for this collective. If you want some personal black and white card with that, you can ask me. It's my pleasure, Patrick. Now, welcome for the first time, Raven. Is there someone who has a question he or she wants a personal answer to or personal card to? When will I meet your true love and how? Well, that's our questions I cannot answer. I can say what you need to do to make it easier for your love to come into your life. And your name was Chanel. So I will pull a card from the deck and then I'll explain it. The cards are symbolic. They are black and white, symbolic of daily situations that can give guidance about an attitude or behavior that will make what you wish or longing for more possible. This one it is. And it's a beautiful one. This is, you see the light between the trees. It's lit up. The sun breaks through and you are almost there. So that's the answer, Chanel. You are almost there. Have patience. You can only trust and do what you are doing now. Just be open to it and stepping forward on your path to feeling better for yourself. But you are almost there, so don't give up. It will come, but in divine timing. So that's the advice for you. Chanel. Hi, Bernadette. Welcome too. And you, Raven. You want a card about love. Card for Raven. I always like cards that turn around or fly out, because I believe there's a lot of energy in that card. But when it doesn't work in that way, I'll feel. I just feel and trust that I will pick the one. But I have one flying out. And this one is a card, and you can see it with the gray area around the number, that is describing something that is in some way hindering or slowing down what you want to know or what you want to experience. And this is, you trust, and you the beautiful side of this. You are the woman, I think, that's hanging into the arms of what seems to be a man, but he doesn't feel stable. So you are surrendering so much, and there is some discernment necessary for you in the situation, because the stability isn't there yet. So maybe you are trusting or surrendering too much to your longing, but you have to wait until the stability of being really embraced and supported by, it was about love, so I think a partner is recommended. So I could say the advice of this card is have patience and discern whether the partner you find or the person you find is really giving you the stability, the security you need. Yes, it can take a long time, but the only thing you can do to bridge the time is taking care of yourself and loving yourself. It seems a little cheesy what I say, but that's, I think, the best foundation for a future relationship is to really go inwards, care for yourself, and in the outer world, care for yourself, grow in your authenticity, and the higher your vibration is, the higher the person will be that you meet. So you still have to work through things, but it will be better when your choices are better for you. Yeah, yes or no questions I cannot answer with the cards. I can only explain what I see as the energy that you can put into it. So I think for Raven it was, you have to have patience and make good choices when choices come along. But work at your own basis. Be secure in yourself first, so you can make the best choices in the future. Benedetts. There is no yes or no answer, but there's an answer about attitude or behavior that you can invest or put into the situation. 2 cards. One of them is out of balance somewhat, and the other one is your power. So there is this one, it's my favorite, but it's somewhat out of sync. This one is, you can see there's a butterfly, and the butterfly is looking up. And for me, that had the association of you come out of your, I don't know how it is called, cocoon, maybe it's called, I don't know, but you were something else before, and now you come out of your cocoon and you have those things at your back, and you know intuitively what you have to do. And just before you fly for the first time in your life, you hesitate, because intuitively, instinctively, you know what to do, but you have no security of knowing because you haven't done it before. So that is in some way related to Yusuf, I think. Yusuf. And it's somewhat out of balance. It turned somewhat. So you had this trust to go, to make the leap, you could say, and it's somewhat quivering now. But, and take it when it resonates, otherwise let it go. This is a group of elephants with one in front. And groups of elephants are most of the time adult women. So there is one of the women is leading the group. So there is in you some of a leadership of taking action, maybe when there is a hazardous situation, but it can also be deciding which route to take. Well, applied to your question, I could say, but take it as it resonates, it's your way, but maybe you have to take some action to relieve yourself of this stressful situation of not knowing. So maybe I interpret this as, I want to make the leap of faith. I get a little bit doubtful about it. Don't wait. That's take the lead in this, I would say. But it's your choice. But these are the cards you got. That's the nice one. I don't do yes and no questions, Patrick. Yes, I'm Dutch, but this is my English account, so I have to talk English. Will I succeed in my life path? You will always succeed in what your intentions are. So that's my conviction, that I noticed with myself. I'll take a personal example. I noticed with myself, I always am very nervous for doing lives. I was told intuitively, no one said it to me, that I had to do lives in English a few years ago. So I started lives in English when I could. And then after 1.5 years, I was doubtful again, because talking in English is more difficult when you talk about energies than in your native language. So I was doubtful, and I thought, well, I don't know if I want to keep the account. I had 6,500 subscribers, I think. So I felt somewhat responsible for them, because you don't subscribe easily, I think. So could I not finish the account? And then I got my answer, because I thought, well, it was 9 in the evening, I was tired, I wanted to go to bed, so I thought, well, as long as I haven't decided yet, I have to post now and then. So I sat down, I made a spirit guide message, I posted it, hardly edited, I think, and then the next morning that clip got viral. So I got the answer. It was, and it was a clip I wasn't very proud of, because I sat the whole time with my eyes closed, which is logical, because I want to attune to what comes up inside. But nonetheless, I had a black, a little bit dusty cape around me. It was not a clip I would show to my best friends, you could say. But it was very popular, so I was really amazed, and I know this was the answer. I had to go through with this account. And now, well, that's every time that is my battle with myself, you could say. So I started with answering Raven. Will I success? Now, will my life path be a success? I think it's always a success when you look at from the side of, from the perspective of you get what you intend. So when your intention is, and it can be unknown to you or be unconscious to you, but when some intention of you is, I won't get success because I am not allowed to be better than my parents or something like that. Such a belief can guide our life because we picked it up somewhere. Or I cannot be successful because I'm not worthy enough to be successful. That can also some negative thinking that is in you that you have to let go of. But you can be successful in that negative part. So as long as you are not aware of which negative thoughts hinder you on your path, the negative thoughts will be successful. And you in that way too, because you, the reason you have that negative thought is to keep you safe, to keep you in a place where you can be certain to know how to react. So that's why I said you are always successful, because what you put into it will be what you get in that way. And it's not what your soul wants to get, but it is what your ego has defined as what you can get. Is that clear? How can I begin to channel my guides? Yes. It starts with, for me, it started with really trusting that what comes up is truthful in some way. And you don't have to really know it at that time, but start with writing. But when I had my diary, when I was young or just adult, every day I wrote in my diary. And then one day I asked the question, why do I always have this? And it was a physical thing. Why do I always have this? And then I suddenly heard in my head, that's my way of connecting to my higher self. I wrote something down, which was an answer. So I thought, well, that's odd. But I gave a question and I started somewhat a conversation with a spontaneous idea in my head. Hi, good morning. And that was my way. So it's at one side it is about trying to give room to thoughts or impulses or knowings that come up, and it doesn't mean that you have to immediately say that's the truth, but acknowledge it, write it down somewhere, and you can start with a question, and the first thing that comes up when you are in a meditative state could be the answer. Write it down, and later on you can always discern whether it's something you want to test or something you want to think about further. But the really important part is trust. You get messages the whole time. So if one is a little bit clear, trust and test it out in a safe way, of course, but test it out. So Patrick, go for it. Woohoo! Yeah. You're welcome. Hi. Maybe we could finish too with just trying to go back into our body and sense the other ones that are with us now at the same time. But start with breathing into your body, being aware of the breath that you take in. Let go of the tension from your body. And imagine, and don't dismiss it immediately, imagine that we are here, all over the world, with each other, in a group. And just sense, is there a sensation in you? That will be the first stepping stone for your intuition and sensing more than your own body or hearing your own head. I don't feel a connection with the tarot as that one that is. I have tarot decks, but I have made my own deck because I like to explain the energies in the cards from everyday situations. So I don't dismiss the tarot, but I dismiss it for myself to work with. Because I don't feel a connection to that. Okay, well, I hope to see you next week. I want to do it every week, or want is not the right word, but I feel pushed to do a live every week. So next Sunday I will do it again, and I hope to see you again. Bye, everyone. And thank you for the positive vibes.